Hello, this will be lesson 1.3b, the second part of a two-part lesson about absolute value. And this will be about using absolute value in the real world. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started today. Okay, here's absolute value in the real world. You will be able to, after this lesson, be able to apply absolute value concepts to the real world. It does matter. And the standards will be the same standards we worked on with the last lesson, NS7, understanding absolute value as a distance from zero, interpreting absolute value, which is what we're going to do a little bit more today, and being able to distinguish comparisons of absolute value statements. So here's my little joke of the day. Does it show? Oops, let's go back one. It says, I am that moment when I understand something in math class. I am the smartest man alive. I'm going to get myself out of here so you can see the whole screen. There we go. So hopefully that's you today after our lesson with absolute value. Okay, let's go on to slide 2. Here's our number line that we are getting very familiar with. And we are going to review just a little bit. What is the absolute value of -7? Remember that these symbols here, let me bring down my spotlight. These symbols here seems to have jammed up. These symbols here mean absolute value. So I'm going to plot -7, the absolute value of -7 there on the number line, and I know that absolute value is a distance from 0. So how far is -7 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know that -7 is 7 units from 0. So the absolute value of -7 is 7. It will always be a positive number because distance is always positive. How about the absolute value of +9? How many units from 0 is +9? Well, if we plot 9 on our number line, we can count how many units from 0 that point is. So we will count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units from 0. Remember, absolute value is a distance from 0. So the absolute value of 9 is 9. 9 units from 0. Here's a fun little thing. Absolute value is the distance that a number is away from 0 on the number line. And this absolute value guy here, he's saying, I am always positive, right? He's always positive. Distance is always positive. Okay, what about absolute value and inequalities? So we have -8 and we have -11. Which number is the bigger number? Which way is my mouth going to open? That way, right? -8 is bigger than -11. I'll draw my Pac-Man guy here. How do I know that? Because on a number line, we had a number line here, and we put a 0 in the middle here. We know that -8 is going to be closer to 0 than -11. Think about playing outside. You'd rather play outside when it's warmer than when it's colder. You'd rather play outside at -8 than -11. Although you may not want to play outside at all when it's that cold. But if you had a choice, you would prefer the -8 because it's warmer or bigger. Okay? The number -8 is closer to 0 on the number line, so it is the greater number. How about this? What happens when we do this now? We've got an absolute value sign around both numbers. Which number is bigger now? Well, we have to figure out what's the absolute value of -8. How many units from 0 is -8? It's 8 units to the left of 0, right? So the absolute value of -8 is really 8. What about -11? What's the absolute value of -11? Right, it's 11 because it's 11 units from 0. Which number is bigger, 8 or 11? 11 is bigger, wouldn't you say? So the absolute value of -11 is bigger than the absolute value of -8. It's greater. So remember, when you get something like this, to figure out the absolute value first and then decide which one's bigger and which one's smaller, because it might mean different things, right? Absolute value means something different. It's a distance, not a number on the number line. -11 to 0 is a greater distance than -8 to 0. Okay? This kid is saying, just when I thought I understood absolute value, right? Okay, hopefully that's not you. All right, it's your turn to give these types of problems a try. I'll see you back in a moment. Okay, good. Hopefully you did good on those. Let's go on to talk about absolute value in the real world. In the real world, absolute value is often used instead of using negative numbers. So the important point here is instead of using negative numbers. So what do we mean by that? For example, if you have a $50 gift card on Amazon and you buy something for $25, you've spent $25. So the change in your gift card balance is -$25, right? You've spent $25. There's your Amazon gift card there. You can use the absolute value to say that my gift card balance decreased $25. So it decreased a distance of $25. Even though it went down negatively, the absolute value of -25 is 25. You can describe your purchase as -$25 or the absolute value of -$25. And the absolute value of -25 is a decrease, spin arrow, is a decrease of $25 in your balance of your card, right? Okay. Janelle uses her online music gift card to buy an album by Ariana Grande. Okay. The table below shows her purchase. The gift card balance was $25, and she bought one Ariana Grande album for $10. Okay. What's going to happen to her gift card balance? You think it's going to go up or is it going to go down? Exactly, it's going to go down. She made a purchase. How would you show the change in her account balance in two different ways? How would you show it? Remember, one of the ways you're going to use the absolute value sign. So you could say -$10, her gift card balance went down -$10. Or you could say the absolute value of -$10, right? Two ways. The balance decreased $10. So this is the way absolute value would describe it. The balance decreased $10. We use the positive frame of the number. Another one, the temperature at night reached negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold. Where's your cold guy? Write the temperature using absolute value. How would you write negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit using absolute value? It would look like that, wouldn't it? 2 bars on either side of it means the absolute value of negative 13. Explain what your absolute value means. What does that even mean? Well, the temperature decreased 13 degrees, right? You took the positive value of negative 13 and you described it as a decrease of 13 degrees in your temperature. Or you could say the temperature was 13 degrees below 0, right? 2 ways to say it. Most people, I think, probably say it was 13 degrees below 0, but not sure. Okay, showing absolute value, on the number line. So use the number line to show the absolute value of negative 10. Absolute value of negative 10. What is the absolute value of negative 10? The distance from 0, right? How far is negative 10 to 0? It's 10 units, right? So you would show the distance to 0, 10 units. There you go. The absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10 because absolute value is a distance of 10 units from 0. I'm going to keep using that word distance and keep reminding you, but because it's so important to understand that concept. So you'll probably get sick of hearing it, but that's okay, it'll stick. Okay, it's your turn. Give it a try. Okay, how did you do? Let's move on. Let's take a little look at some higher order thinking. Leo, Gabrielle, and Sinia are playing a video game. Their scores are in this table. So Leo has less than negative 100 points. Gabrielle has 20 more points than Leo. And Sinia has 50 points less than Leo. All right, how are we going to do this? Leo wants to earn enough points to have a positive score. Does he need to earn more than 100 points or less than 100 points? He wants to have a positive score. Right now, his score is less than 100, negative 100 points. So if he's less than negative 100 points, he could be negative 101. What else is less than negative 100? Could be negative 102, right? He could be negative 300, right? He could be even bigger than that. Anything less than negative 100 on the number line, right? So how is he going to need to earn more than 100 points or less than 100 points to get a positive score? Exactly, he's going to have to overcome more than 100 points in order to make up for it. So he's going to have to get 102 points if he's at negative 101, right, to get a positive score. If he's at negative 102, he's going to need to get 103 points to get a positive score. If he's at negative 300, he's going to need a positive 301 points to get a positive value. So the answer to that then is he needs more than 100 points in order to be above the 0 mark, right? Okay, got the same table, same kids. This question is different. Gabrielle wants to earn enough points to not have a negative score. Does she need to earn more points than Leo or less points than Leo? She wants to earn enough points to not have a negative score. How do we know she has a negative score? Well, Leo is less than negative 100, so Gabriella has only 20 points more than Leo, So at the most, she would be at is negative 80, right? So she's pretty low. She wants to earn enough points to not have a negative score, just like Leo. Is she going to need to earn more points than Leo or less points? Well, she already has 20 more points, right? So she's going to have to earn at least 81 points, so less points, right? Yes, she has to earn less points than Leo. She only has to overcome like a negative 80. Okay? Same people, same table. Next question. Cinia wants to earn enough points to have a higher score than Leo. Does she need to earn more than 50 points or less than 50 points? Well, let's see what she's got. She currently has 50 points less than Leo. So 50 points less, if he's already less than 100, let's say he's negative 101. She's probably at, she's 50 points less than that. She's at negative 151, right? If Leo's at negative 101, right? So she's 50 points less than Leo. Is she going to have to earn more than 50 points or less than 50 points to have a higher score than Leo? What do you think? It's a higher score than Leo. Did you say more than 50? Then you are correct, right? Okay, clear my drawings here. Okay, bring me back. And now it's time to do our homework. And we are going to be working in math pages 23 to 24, numbers 7A, 7B, 8, 9A, 9B, 10, and 11. And then I want you working in IXL, doing absolute value and integers word problems. So hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.